Okay, so this is our where we are currently. Recording have also started, please, and we look at the product. What I want to do, this is get up product. You now understand what all these routes are doing. This one is to get all the products. Then this query is based on pizza parameters that the person sent. So what we want to do now, firstly, let's log our products before. Let's log our products. And we have products. Okay. Now we have a route, so localhost 3000 slash product. Let's see, do we have this is cost to log this. This one here. I guess you guys can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's move down. This is the service to product controller, and this is get all product, and this is get all. Okay, where am I having this? Or let's look at the product route then. This is the product route. What about app routes? Slash product route. Product route is coming from this. Okay. Now in product routes, we have the default. Let's look at what happens when we call on product route. It's like product route is not executing. Well, let's keep checking. Where is get? This is get all. All right. So this should be product. It's empty body. Mm, this is serious. Empty body. Okay. Let me be sure that we are calling this product service. And then the product controller. Calling product controller. Let's investigate if this code is executing. It seems like this is not starting. What do I have run dev? This is package JSON. Let me restart the server. npm run there. Okay, I was that's why I didn't say anything. I started it as a prod, not as a dev. So all the changes I'm making is not reflecting. All right, so we hit there again. Yes, it's executing, it's reaching there now. So we have a break. Get product by ID is not defined. Good, that's fine. So let's go now and get our stuff. So we have accounts to get by ID is equals async. This is the ID. Then have now return await the product model dot find by ID. We can use find by ID or we use find one. When you use find by ID, you just need to pass the ID. MongoDB knows that this is an ID. Okay, so we now have our functions fully written. Yeah, we have where do we have error here? Consult and log products not defined. Where? Oh, I misspelled this. Products. All right. So here we return products. We'll try again. We should have access now. Yeah, we have our products now. Okay. So this is the list of products we have in this system. iPhone 13, iPhone 13 again. We've created multiple times. iPhone 13. Wow. So have to rename some of the products anyway, but that's not a problem. So this is product with return here. Clean up this now, don't need it. Clean up this, then get to the controller, product controller. So this is right. Now this is this is an await an asynchronous function. So this should be an async function. So we can await and get our product here. So with this, the product should be ready before you hit the browser. Yeah, we now have our products fetched. All right, so what I'm going to do we have, let's check if we have the route for, we don't have to edit product here. So what I'm going to do, let's implement edit product here. So update product. And it's also an async function. Have the product ID and the data we are looking for. Okay, this is controller. So what we should have here is request and response. And yeah, we have the ID here. Let's equals const request parent.id. Now we have const data is equals request.body. This request.body is what we use the feeds we are changing within the product. So now we can say return, saying return product service, await of product service dot update. This doesn't exist yet. Then we'll add the ID and the data here. Okay. So we are going to create update product now in our product service, which we use to run update on products. All right, so we'll come again, we define our product update product function as an async function. And it's expecting the ID and the data. So it's another function we are creating. So at this point, what we do, we can return an await of product, that is the product model now, dot product dot, you can say find one and update, find by ID and update. You can use this, and when you look at what it's asking for, it's asking for the ID, so we put our ID here. Then the next parameter it's asking for is the data to update. And this is an object, so we just pass this. Okay. Now we export the product. All right. Now the last thing to do to get this fund working is to come to the update product route. Now remember, we are expecting it to have an ID, and the function we are expecting is update product. And that means we are going to have update product imported here also, update product. That's all. This is in the route. What about in the controller? Have I exported it? No. That's why we have it showing error. So we'll export this also. Yes. So let's check if our build is successful. Have an error. Route requires callback function but got an object. And that is in the product route. I made a mistake in the spelling here. This should be product. This is product. Then I have to go to the controller again and make the adjustment. Update products and products. So check it again. And you see that this is one of the problem you guys usually have, the spelling problem. But then you look at by experience as you keep working, you find out that there's something you can just face within a few seconds. Because once you see the error, you know what it means. All right, so we can then try to update one of our products. You remember, we have a product with an ID. We'll pick one of these ID. So let's just pick everything here and move to our insomnia so we can run an update. So this is product. I'm changing this now to put. Easy put. Let's check again what we have in the route, in the product route. Yeah, we have it as put. Okay. So then our body, our product body is this, and then we have this as our ID. Even if we don't have this again in this body, that's fine. Then instead of Apple here, we just say we call Samsung Galaxy Fold. Okay, so we run this. We have an error, so let's look what the error is. Unexpected token ingestion at position 2. So let's look at what is that. Each of these need to be properly encoded, so we wrap all of them in quotes. This will just take a moment of our time. Well, we'll be quickly able to get it sorted out. Instead of 1,200, we can say this is 1,005. Let not all the prices also be the same. I would have quickly run to the database to do this, but since we didn't have the function for updates, I think it's the best time we also implement it. And so instead of silver, we can say this is a gray color. and then the weight can be the same with the other ones, it doesn't matter. I think we are okay with all this. I can remove these other ones. We don't need, when we are updating, we don't need to have all the, what is it called, the fees in the product in that particular object or data to be available. We just update the fees that you're looking for, and that is fine. So I remove this and send again. Let's see what we have. I guess we've not done proper error handling. So when this happens, our project breaks. When we get to that stage, we'll also fix that. So nothing breaks our code, even if we have issues, nothing breaks our code. Do we have a problem with this? Okay. This product route calling product controller. Let's look at what is it called, the product route again. What do we have here? Is product. I guess we're having an issue here. Let's log this. Let's be sure that we are getting to this point. Getting products. Let's put the ID here. Okay. Now in this also, we'll also log product ID here. Okay. That's why. Okay, so ID is now here undefined. Okay, so let's go back to the controller. Let's see what do we have. Let's log this. Okay. All right. I think it was just omitting X in the param. Yeah, we have our ID now available, so this should work now. Even if it doesn't, if you have issue, we'll be able to have better response now. So we have our ID, ID here. So we can remove this. Okay. Let's look at getting all of them again. All right, we have our products have been updated. Samsung Galaxy. I'm even misspelled. No problem. Um, Instead of Galaxy, have the side like something like that here. No problem. So we can easily run the next. Okay. So now we have our product. Where we do now is to go back to our front end. Our products are, we can fetch our products. We can also update our product now. We go to the front end and then fetch our product and load in our view. So let's go to front end now. This is in the JS folder. We look at the product. All right. So if we call this now, let's look at our browser now and then look at our console. We should be able to get the product logged. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have an error there. This is okay. All right, let's see what we have. Localhost 3000 slash products. Okay, I'm creating a function that executes itself here. We're executing the function already. I think we need to add this to it and review our browser again. The other time we had core problem. Okay, let's install in our project. Let's install core. So what you have in npm, there is a package called core, and what we use that to do is to make our backend allow another application to access it. So this call is for cross origin. You know, these different, the back end and the front end are two different applications, probably hosted in different places. So when you enable call, the front end can access the back end. But if you don't enable call, fetching data from the back end in the front end will not be possible. The application will reject it. You can use a browser or things like Postman, Insomnia to access your backend without issue. But once you want to access it from another hosted application, then you will have an issue. And that is why you then need to install core to set up core in your application. And then there's a package called cores, which you can easily use to achieve that, which is what we are doing at this point. Now, if you look at the page of this in npm, you look at the recommendations. What you are asked, you just say use core, app.use core, and that is it. After you have required your core, then you add this one, app.use core. There are different settings you can equally do on that use core. Yeah, this is something else you can set up here to allow the list of sites or domains which you want to allow to access your site, your backend. You can list them here. Like here, you're saying origin. Anything coming from example.com will go. Anything coming from any other page will not go in this example here. And then this is another way, a list of whitelist. There are different ways you can do the setup. You can see all these are different setup examples. But then in this case, we will just require all of them. We will not limit it. Will not limit our setup to a particular domain now. Okay, so I think the installation should be successful now. Yeah. So what we do now, we go to our main.js, and then we require our core, just like we did the others. We require cores, and the next stage is app.use core, which is here. All right, so we can do this any part of this in this. So let's put it at this point, app.use core. All right, let's save our application again. All right, saved. Now we try to access from the back end, from the front end, and see what we get. Yeah, you see, we now have our two products showing for us in the front end. This is our first product, which is iPhone. This, I think, oh, I didn't change the name. No problem. I'm going to change this name to Galaxy Fold, and then this should be Samsung. I was changing the brand instead of the name. Thank God. Well, happily we have done this. So just put this here, and then the brand should just be Samsung, and that's fine. All right. So we just refresh it here again. Yeah, we should see we now have Samsung Galaxy Fold brand here, which is fine. So what we need to do now at this point in our product.js in the front end, sorry, so we go to the front end. What we can do now, we now have our products. We can then loop through this product. We already know how to do a loop. We use a for loop in this case, so we can say products dot for each, or we use the other for loop. We say let I is equal to 0, I is less than products dot length. Okay, and then I plus plus. Yeah, whichever one. What we want to do at this point is to create a card. So let's go again to our HTML. In our pages, we have the index. Now, if you look at what we have here, we have a card. This represents one product. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen into two, and we'll try to produce this. Okay, so the first thing we have is a div is a div. So let's give this an ID, and then we'll call this products row. Okay, that's fine. Now we call const product. We are going to get the ID. The row const products row is equals get element by ID. All the things you have been learning before, you see we are using them. We are not, we're actually just using everything we've learned thus far. So how we call here, we just copy this. Yeah.
Sir, that
Yeah.
product will have hyphen.
Yes, it has hyphen. It's not a problem. If you want, you can remove the hyphen. It's not a problem. Now we have gotten our parent, our row here. So what we do now, because we need to get this just once, we don't need to be getting it every time we loop. So we can do that, sorry, on before we do the loop. Okay, it's still in that function. So what we do here now is to create a div. So const card div equals document dot create element. You have been getting elements now, but you are creating an element, and then what we are creating is a div. We want to create a div. Now card div dot class list. The list of the class we are going to give it is all the classes we have here. You know, we have defined a lot of classes here. So we put this here. Now, instead of having this here, what we are going to do also, we remove it because we are not going to have any of this again. So we just come again. Let's see. We have a create a style here, say card width. Let's just create it here. It's 18 rem. So we have we also have add card width here. Card width. That's the name of the class we just created. So we represent everything here in the class. Now our image have a class of card img top all this. Okay. So we'll create our image item now. We are done with the card something now. So we'll say const image, let's say img is equals document create element. What we are creating is img. img. Now we say img.src is equals, we copy this our src here. Presently, all the product don't have image. So what we would have here, what we could have here is something like what would I have here is products I dot src, something like this. If we have already uploaded image for the product, but since we don't, we are having the image that all the products are sharing. Okay, so we keep pushing. Now the IMG have also a list of classes. So give it all the classes. IMG.class list is equals. So we also come to the class list and pick all the classes that are available for this image. Copy that and we paste it. Okay. Now we are also going to create the card div. First of all, before we create the card div, let's add the image to the card. So card div dot append We are appending, that is, it should come to the top. Okay, append this. Now, what are we appending? The IMG. So we have added the IMG to the card div. So let's create the card body commands. Card body equals document, create element, still a div. And the class is just one card body. So we'll say card body dot class list equals card body. So we have done this. So inside the card body, we are going to have the H3 card, which is for card title. Cons title is equal document create element is H3. Okay. So title dot class list is card title, just card title. Okay. Now title is going to have the name of the product. So title dot inner test. Inner test. Let's use inner test is equals product I. You see where we are now using product and then name. So if we look at what we have in the product, the properties, if you look at this point, we have what is called product name. So we copy the product name, not just name. Okay. Then the next thing we have there is a p tag for the description. So we are done with title. Now title is going to be appended. So we have card body.
But sir, this title is H5 or not?
No problem. We'll check. Okay, H5, no problem. We'll change it. So title will append the card body, append title to it. So this we just change to H5. After the title, we move down to the p tag. This is for description. It's a document dot create element. We're creating p tag. This dot this class list. Oh, I'm already against time is against me now. Card test. I need to be running. Card test. After this, yeah, we'll finish this up tomorrow. But what I want to do now is add the description again to the card body. This dot inner test is equals product I dot description. I guess is description. This is color science unit expiration product. Well, there is no description there. Wow, this is serious. So let's see, no description. All right, no problem. So what we do here, we need to adjust our model. Instead of this, we just have put something here. A product description means soon. All right, so I add the description again to the card body. So say card body dot append description. Okay, now the last thing to do is to append card body to card. You know, we have card div and card body. So we append the add div dot append card body. Then add row, no, product row dot append add div. See how it flows. All right, so let's come now to our goodie mat. Let me close this. Do we have anything like, yeah, you look at our Samsung Galaxy Fold here, then you look at our iPhone product, and then you look at the description. The product description is coming soon. The product description is coming soon. I guess you think we have now added the product we have from the backend into this. I don't want to remove all this one since we are not done because we need a style for these two buttons. So when we continue tomorrow, we'll finish. When we finish everything, we'll remove other one. But to show you what we have, how it is, I'm going to comment all of them at the moment so that it's only the one that is coming from our backend that is displayed for us. So I come to this point and comment everything. Now we look at our again. You see that we're only going to have two, Samsung Galaxy Fold and iPhone 13. So we'll move on tomorrow, sorry, on Monday, and we'll finish up everything about loading our products.